Falcons fans, he's back. And this might be the moment everything changes. Atlanta's top draft pick is finally unleashed, and this Friday, we get our first real look at the future. The noise in Flowery Branch has been building all week, but now it's official. Jalen Walker, the Falcons' first-round pick and the heart of this new defense, is ready to suit up. Not in practice, not in walkthroughs, but in pets under the lights and in a real preseason battle against the Detroit Lions. After weeks of cautiously nursing that nagging hamstring, Walker's finally cleared for game action. And make no mistake, this is massive. Atlanta didn't draft Jalen Walker at number 15 overall to sit on the sideline. They drafted him because he's a heat-seeking missile built like a tank and runs like a greyhound. A freak athlete out of Georgia, born and bred for sec wars, and now stepping onto the NFL stage. Raheem Morris knows what's at stake. He's been easing Walker in for a reason. When you come back from those hamstring injuries, he said, those back-to-back days can get to you. So they played it smart. They waited. And now the leash is finally starting to come off. Expect to see Walker in Wednesday's scrimmage, and then on Friday night in live action. We're not talking about a full workload, but enough to flash the power, the burst, the violence, the kind of moments that make fans jump out of their seats and believe again. He's been limited in camp, but that was by design. Because now, it's time. Jalen Walker's coming. And if you're a Falcons fan, your eyes should be locked in Friday night. Because this might be the first glimpse of a future defensive star. If you're ready for Jalen Walker to make his debut, hit that like button and drop a rise up in the comments. Let's go, Dirty Birds. The Atlanta Falcons just caught a break, and this one hits different. Not because we're celebrating someone else's misfortune, but because for once, the storm cloud isn't hanging over us. Jordan Addison, the man who torched Atlanta for 133 yards and 3 back-breaking touchdowns in one of the most painful defensive collapses of last season, won't be suiting up in Week 2 this time around. Suspended. 3 games. Substance abuse policy violation. That's not just news. That's a shift in the battlefield. And look, no real Falcons fan is cheering for a man's downfall. These players are grinding, sacrificing, surviving. They've got families. They've got dreams. But you can't ignore the truth either. This changes the game. Let's rewind. The last time Addison faced Atlanta, it looked like a college highlight reel. He tore through our secondary like it was Swiss cheese. No answers, no resistance, just raw speed and precision routes. That day burned into the memory of every defensive back in the building. Now, he's out. That leaves rookie quarterback J.J. McCarthy, a kid making just his second NFL start, with one major target, Justin Jefferson. And while Jefferson is an alien in cleats, even the best receivers can't do it all alone. This is where the Falcons' defense, rebuilt and retooled, can finally hit the gas. Because that Week 2 game, it's not just another date on the calendar. It's a statement game. One where Atlanta's defense can rewrite the story, where they can finally bury the ghosts of last year. And maybe, just maybe, turn a shaky 1-1 start into a confident 2-0. Add in the momentum. Week 1, divisional clash with the Buccaneers, tough but winnable. Week 3, Panthers, a rebuild still in progress. If the Falcons take care of business, this team could be 3-0 heading into a gritty showdown with Washington. Let's be real. This is the kind of early season stretch that defines who you are. That builds confidence, chemistry, swagger. That tells the league, we're not the same Falcons you saw last year. And this time, Jordan Addison won't be there to stop it. So now the question is, can Atlanta finally take advantage of the break they've been given? Or will they let the ghosts of the past creep in again? Let me know what you think in the comments, and buckle up, because this season just got interesting. For the first time in a long time, the Atlanta Falcons defense walks into a matchup not just ready, but confident. The news of Jordan Addison's suspension? That's more than a break. It's a breath of relief for a secondary that's been forced to fight uphill for years. And now, with the firepower added this offseason, it feels like the tide is finally turning. Let's talk names. Ajay Terrell, the quiet warrior, the lockdown artist who's been left on an island for too long. He can breathe now. D. Alford, Mike Hughes, Jordan Fuller all get a little less weight on their shoulders. Why? Because this Falcons front seven is finally built to hunt. And when your pass rush starts feasting, your corners don't have to play perfect. The quarterback starts flinching. The ball comes out quicker. The mistakes pile up. And that's exactly what Atlanta is planning for. Let's be clear, Minnesota's wide receiver room is no joke. Even with Addison out, Justin Jefferson is a human cheat code. But beyond him, it gets thinner. Rookie QB J.J. McCarthy will be relying heavily on Jefferson and tight end T.J. Hawkinson, and now he's got less margin for error. That's when ball hawks start circling. And here's where things get really exciting, because Atlanta didn't just draft bodies. They drafted dogs. James Pierce Jr., Zach Harrison, and the rookie fire starter Jalen Walker. These aren't just names, they're nightmares in cleats. All three bring relentless pressure, explosive get-off, and a hunger to disrupt every snap. That kind of speed coming off the edge doesn't just shake quarterbacks, it changes entire game plans. But the heartbeat of this defense? It just might be the safety duo. And what a duo it is. Jesse Bates III, the general. The veteran leader who brought stability and fearlessness to the back end last year. Now, lining up next to him, a young man who's already turning heads at camp, Xavier Watts. And listen closely, because Falcons fans might be witnessing the birth of something special. Watts isn't just good. He's instinctive. A ball hawk with attitude. He'll take away the deep middle, fly downhill, and lay the wood when needed. His tape from Notre Dame was surgical. He plays like a center fielder in the NFL and a middle linebacker in his heart. This combo? Bates and what might be the most dangerous safety tandem in football by the end of 2025. Let that sink in. That's how quickly things are changing in Atlanta. No longer hoping. No longer patching holes. Now it's about building identity. Now it's about turning defense into domination. So with Addison sidelined and pressure mounting on McCarthy, this Falcons unit has a chance, not just to win, but to send a message. Because this isn't the same defense that gave up 133 yards and 3 scores to Addison last season. This defense is hungry, angry, ready. And if the corners hold their ground while the pass rush crashes the pocket and the safeties read the sky like radar, then the rest of the NFL better start watching Atlanta, not as underdogs, but as a storm that's just beginning to gather. Tell me, Falcons fans, do you believe this defense is ready to take over? Drop your thoughts below. Here's the truth. The Minnesota Vikings? They're still dangerous, even without Jordan Addison. But the list of real threats has shrunk, and that matters in a league where every matchup is won on inches, not yards. Let's be honest. The Falcons' defense isn't out of the woods yet. Justin Jefferson is still out there, and when he's on the field, you're playing chess with a flamethrower. He's a walking highlight reel, capable of flipping a game with one step, one stutter, one glance. There's no such thing as covering him. You only hope to slow him down. Then there's T.J. Hawkinson, a tight end with elite hands and route running ability who, if fully healthy, can be a matchup nightmare across the middle. He missed significant time last year, but if he's back to form, Atlanta's linebackers and safeties better be sharp. Because when Jefferson stretches the field, Hawkinson thrives in the chaos underneath. But outside of those two, Aaron Jones is a steady veteran, a solid runner with burst and vision. But he's no longer the engine of an offense. He's a piece, not the threat. So when you zoom out, when you look at this Minnesota roster, one thing becomes crystal clear. If Atlanta's pass rush can get home, this game is ours to lose. Let that sink in for a second. Falcons fans, how many years have we begged for a front seven that could actually generate pressure? We've watched quarterbacks dance in clean pockets like it was practice. We've seen third and long turn into heartbreak. Every single season. But now, this defense doesn't just look different. It feels different. Raheem Morris didn't just bring in names. He brought speed. He brought intensity. He brought a system designed to unleash chaos. You've got Jalen Walker coming off the edge like a missile. James Pierce Jr., the rookie with something to prove. Zach Harrison, developing into a consistent disruptor. And when you combine that with a secondary that finally has breathing room, that's when the tide turns. This is the moment Atlanta has been waiting for, a vulnerable opponent, a rookie quarterback in just his second NFL game, and a weakened Arsenal. The table is set. And if this defense is going to live up to the hype, it starts here. I'm planting the flag right now. The Falcons will beat the Vikings. Not by luck, not by fluke, by pressure, by execution, by finally becoming the team we've all believed they could be. This isn't just about one win, it's about identity. It's about telling the rest of the league, we're not the Falcons of old. So go ahead, drop your thoughts below. If you're with me, type ATL. If you're rolling with Minnesota, fine, type Min. But don't hide. Tell me why. Break it down. Back your take. Because when the Falcons walk into week 2, there are no more excuses. Only opportunity. And we better hit it like a hammer.